So the first point is the effect of temperature in lakes. In temperate regions, the changes of the temperature or the variation in the temperature depends on the seasonal variations. So according to the seasons, the temperature varies. And these seasonal variations leads to the formation of different layers in the lakes, and this is known as the thermal stratification. And another important aspect is anomalous expansion of water. So this property of water is at 4 degrees centigrade, water shows maximum density. If you draw a diagram on the basing on the temperature and the density, so at 4 degrees centigrade, water shows the maximum density, and this property of water is known as the anomalous expansion of water. And these two factors, that is the temperature variation according to the seasons and the anomalous expansion of water, leads to the formation of the thermal stratification in lakes. We will see what is this thermal stratification according to the temperature changes in the temperate regions of the temperate regions. So we are now discussing about the thermal stratification in temperate regions. So in summer, the temperature of the lake is high, and it leads to the formation of thermal layers. Thermal layers means the lake, in the lake we can find three different layers, and the temperature varies considerably in all these three layers. The upper layer is known as the epilimnion, in which the temperature is around 21 to 25 degrees centigrade. And the second layer is metalimnion, or it is also known as thermocline. And in this region we can see a variation of 1 degree centigrade decreases for every 1 meter depth. That means if we go down in this region, for every 1 meter of the depth, 1 degree centigrade will be decreased. And the third layer is known as the hypolimnion. And hypolimnion is relatively cool, and it is having no oxygen. This is very important. No oxygen will be available in this region because of no photosynthesis. So no photosynthesis occur because the light cannot penetrate to the bottom layer, and because of this we don't have the availability of oxygen here. And these three layers in the summer can be identified as the epilimnion, the metalimnion, the middle one, and the lower one known as the hypolimnion. But after the summer arrives the autumn season. Autumn, or we can also call it as a fall, where the plants shed their leaves. During this period, this upper layer, which is having 21 to 25 degrees centigrade, the temperature decreases, and because of this temperature decreases, the density of water will be increased. At 4 degrees centigrade, we have already said the water shows the maximum density, and because of this, the increase in the density of water at 4 degrees centigrade, the upper layer becomes heavy, and this upper layer will move towards the downwards. It moves downwards. And in the lower region, the hypolimnion, since the epilimnion region comes down because of its heavy density, and it brings some oxygen because it is in contact with the environment. So the oxygen rich epilimnion comes to the downward region, and the hypolimnion region, which is having nutrients, so it is having nutrients, it will be moving towards the upper region. And this circulation of oxygen rich material from the upper region to the lower region, and the nutrients from the lower region to the upper region, and this cyclical or the circulation is known as summer overturn, or we can say autumn overturn. So autumn overturn makes the oxygen rich upper layer to come towards the lower region, and the nutrients rich lower region moves to the upper region. So thus there is a equal distribution of oxygen and nutrients during this autumn, and this is known as the autumn overturn. So the next one is the winter stratification. In winter stratification, we can see the upper layer is completely freezed because of low temperatures. So in the winter, what happens? The upper region is around 0 degrees centigrade and it is completely freezes. But below this layer, still there is a life exists because it is around 4 degrees centigrade. At 4 degrees centigrade, the animals can live because of the availability of nutrients. So even though the upper layer freezes, the animals can live below this layer because of the temperature is around the 4 degrees centigrade. And how these animals are able to live under these extreme conditions? Because at low temperatures, the microbial activity is very less, and not only that, the metabolic rate of the aquatic animals is also low because of the low temperature. And for this reason, because of these reasons, even though there is a freezing of the upper layer, there is no oxygen available to the lower regions, but still the aquatic animals can survive because of the low oxygen, low microbial activity, and because of this the oxygen will be less consumed, so this oxygen will be utilized by the aquatic animals. And also the metabolic activity is also very low, so they can use the oxygen that is available for quite some time. But after the winter season, what happens? The spring comes, and during the spring the temperature rises to 4 degrees centigrade and the upper layer will melt, and this at 4 degrees centigrade the upper layer will again come down by bringing the oxygen rich materials, and the nutrients that are available in the lower region will be circulated to the upper region, and thus there is a circulation of oxygen and nutrients, just like in the summer stratification or autumn overturn, and this circulation is known as spring overturn. And the lakes which show the two overturns, that means they show the circulations at twice in a year, are known as dimictic lakes. So this is about the thermal stratification in the temperate regions.